Alright, hello and welcome to round one. I'm going to try leaving this preview card up. You guys let me know if it does anything. I just realized the chat's here and nobody ever looks at that anyway, so and it randomly popped up here, so I'm like, why not? This hand has some problems. Can you see what they are? We get a Brush Strider and we're on the draw. A Gate Creeper Vine really turns this hand on. A Swamp makes it okay. I'm very mulligan averse and limited, so I'm going to keep this. But I would not necessarily advise you to do this at home. This could do bad things for you. This could be dangerous. Could be very dangerous. Isn't that a weird looking deer? It's a kind of mutant deer. We're kind of looking at this to provide some early pressure, and then Slum Reaper to do some shenanigans later. You know, sometimes you just do have it all. Sometimes you just do have it all. That's how I like it. Having it all. Unleash, you say? Nope, you just want a 1/1 regenerator. That makes our Brush Strider a little less good. Our Abrupt Decay is gonna be good here, but it's not gonna be good just yet. So Brush Strider is probably hoping to trade with that Herald. Roustabout not unleashed is not particularly scary, but we are in the Golgari Mirror. It's been so long since I've played non-league events that I'd forgotten about this, but quite often if the drafts are done correctly, as far as pairings and if you're in the right color pair, you are quite likely to play someone in your same color pair in round one. Oh, that's aggressive, Billy. I like it. I don't know why he's Billy, but why wouldn't he be Billy? So what they're looking to do here is the classic block and sack, which is the thing that these decks do. I will see your planes. So what we may be looking to do, because we're probably Slum Reaping next turn, is attack in and just let them have it. Trade this off potentially with a token, leave up mana for salvage or Abrupt Decay. That just seems good to me. Because this has vigilance, it doesn't really matter if they block and sack. We can still block the token on the way back if that's where we want to go. And if they cast some sort of mediocre populate spell, we can Abrupt Decay the token in response. If we care about a Slum Reap or Grim Roustabout, we can just take it out here. I'm not entirely convinced that we do. I kind of want to see what their next turn looks like. Because these can snap trade, that's fine. I'd like to have a Gate Creeper Vine before we jam this out, but we can find a creature. Oh, you don't want to trade? Okay, that's interesting. All right, let's get Grizzly. All right, so we can't take any of these because they're not creatures. So basically we can take a land or not. That's unfortunate. We just milled some of our best spells, but here we are. Trestle Troll's pretty good at handling that guy. So we may do that. The challenge is we go kind of off curve for it. They know we took the swamp, so I may as well play that. I don't quite understand why they're not wanting to trade here, other than they've got some populate spell. Okay, they do have some populate spell, which means we need this gone now. They're still going to get 2 bird tokens and trade one off, but I don't want to deal with multiple centaurs. The birds and the Grim Roustabout I can handle here. It's really screwing up my mana efficiency to do this, but I'm not scared of 2 1/1s when they got 2 cards in hand. I am scared of 2 3/3s because that'll just close the game out before we can really get it back together. taking it. You're a monster. You're an absolute monster. I approve. I approve. What in the world do you have? You're like, oh, I guess the Grim Roustabout is your plan? Sure, that makes sense. Like hit for 2 a turn, prevent the damage, everything's fine. But I mean, that also requires you to leave up Das Manas. Right now, we don't care. We just don't care. That Crocodile will pose some problems. But I got a clean attack and good blocks, so let's take it. We will eventually find the value cards. Alright, so we've given him the bird. I'd say I want to draw one of our top end spells, but we kind of milled them. Alright, this will eventually grind me down, but I'm gonna eat them birds, man. Birds are tasty. Like, if their plan is to go all in on lifelinking this every turn, I think we can eventually get that. Especially if they're going to throw away birds to do it. Oh, no! Giant growth! Giant growth! No! That would have been so much better if we'd had launch party up. I probably don't have a choice but to play this, because I'm never getting to 8 mana. Like, if I top deck a Gate Creeper Vine, it's terrible though. Yeah, what we would have wanted to happen there is then play the Giant Growth, have launch party up and kill that. Like, I guess I should have been afraid of Giant Growth. I'm aware that it's in the format, but man, did that wreck me. I'm going to wait one more turn and see if I can hit a Gate Creeper Vine. It's like, the difference between 5 damage and 4 damage here isn't huge. They still kill me in the same amount of connects. Like, I've got 3 turns regardless of what happens. And like, this is only going to kill one of those. And if I hit the Vine first and I can... Oh, well that's fair. That's fair. That's one of those cards you do not want to see. In this format, or really any other. Pack Rat is one of the most broken limited cards ever printed. I did beat one on stream yesterday. We took not only the game, but the match. It's very difficult to interact with early game, so we know what our Abrupt Decay is for. I think it's fair to say we got a little flooded, and that Grizzly Salvage was not great. This is very close to game over, but not quite. Like, to be fair, I probably should have just looked to block, and I should have just killed that Pack Rat immediately. Because that's just going to kill me now, and I don't have any outs. Yeah, I got the lines that lead to me winning this game do not include my opponent activating this Pack Rat. So I could have played the Sewer Shambler and just sacked it and killed that and taken another hit. And I probably should have, because this Lantern sure ain't going to do it. Here, we'll let him discard the cards. It didn't matter if all we're going to draw is a Lantern, but once this gets going, you're kind of done. Looks like they're playing Cheap Dudes, Tricks, and Pack Rat, which is a solid deck. Show me one more card and you can win the game. Don't want to show me one more card. All right. Not quite sure why, but that's all right. You know, that actually gives me a little bit of information. Rootborn Defenses is a card that would make you basically never activate this. So we've got a little bit more knowledge, not a lot of bit more knowledge, but a little bit more knowledge. I'm a little less interested in the Slum Reaper, not necessarily because of its performance that game, but if they're playing tokens and like little creatures that don't matter, it's just kind of not doing it for me. We're going to need something better. That might be another Grizzly Salvage. Like, basically the only answer we have to a turn 2 Pack Rat is Abrupt Decay. But there's not much you can do about that except hope they don't have it. Milling our 2 in-game cards is a problem. Yeah, we've just got half of the Golgari deck. We've got the early half, but not the late half. Yeah, I don't even know what I want to take out for that. Perilous Shadow can block some of their shenanigans. It looks like they've got a decent amount of 3/3s. So like that's probably going to be better, but it's close. Cremate does at least cycle. Sundering Growth doesn't really do much. I'll give this a go. Hopes are high. Definitely want to play first. This is one of those hands that can get us a lot of mana quickly. It just can't do much with it. I'm still going to give it a shot because we've got like the point of the deck, which was have good mana, cast scavenge things. We played this because we showed them Abrupt Decay, so they should be a little scared of just jamming a rat out if they've got one. Nope, they're not scared at all. Abrupt Decay off the top? Nope, not Abrupt Decay off the top. Well, I'm going to play this out so you can see exactly how miserable Pack Rat is. I don't think I have time to play the Lantern because I need to be able to block that. Not that they're going to do anything. It looks like we're going to compete with it, but we're not. Now, the way for us to win is if they do anything besides activate this. If they cast another spell, our chances go from 0 to like 10%. And every time they do that, we get another 10%. But if they activate it here, we're never going to be able to get out from under it. Another option would be if they activate it and they trade a token for some bizarre reason. Yep, okay, we are in this game. That gives us another turn to draw Abrupt Decay and not lose to this. If you ever have a Pack Rat and you can do anything else other than activate it, don't do it, just activate it. So now our shot is, they do that again. They just cast another creature. If they do that, we don't win the game. Keep that in mind. We just don't lose it on the spot. So all we need is for them to do anything besides activate this. Playing the land is good. You wouldn't play the land if you're just going to activate it. So just cast anything, buddy. Anything at all. Ugh. This is the feeling of despair. So I can get one of them. I just can't get the other. This is so miserable. I'm sitting here with 2 removal spells and going to die to a 1/1. Like, I'm never going to be able to cast both of these in the same turn, and I'm going to have to start trading resources with that. My only hope is after they activate this one that maybe they attack with one. because the Tristani's Judgment is instant speed. Maybe I can get them, or maybe they do anything end of turn besides activating this. So what I'm trying to set up here is them to attack with one of the rats, me to block it, and then use Tristani's Judgment on it. And then to do something besides casting another rat. Okay, good. Like, not good. They're going to get a swamp. I was so excited to see them do something besides activate the rat. This card is the defining card of Return to Ravnica Limited. They got a plains. They got a plains. Because they had a swamp. Because it gives you that false hope. You're like, we could win this. We could do this. It could happen. God, I just needed them to attack. And they wouldn't do it. All right, I can still get it if I top deck an Abrupt Decay. So we're going to need this done. Because we can launch party and Abrupt Decay in the same turn. We can make this game go longer, but it's going to entirely revolve around this. I don't have enough to do this and hold up launch party, but I'm kind of okay with it because it's gonna take them making a mistake now. One of our options is to derp around until we hit Sewer Shambler. Like, them taking a turn off to cast the Trestle Troll gave us false hope? Yeah, they're up to 2 rats a turn. Alright. Well, Assassin Strike does stop one of the rats. Can also potentially attack with the Death Toucher and see if they want to trade a rat away for that, and then Assassin Strike one of them. But like, we're still so far behind. Like, this technically is killing 2 rats, right? But like, they're going to draw another rat every single turn. Yeah, the best this can hope for is trading for a rat, or them activating the regeneration. I just need them to make mistakes with their pack rat. Or start taking damage. That works too. I'm eager to trade this off because they're not attacking for some reason, which is good. Alright, let's get 2 rats out of the way. It still just doesn't help. Ugh. Like, we're looking at taking 16 next turn if that puts us into perspective. If they do anything besides doing that, it's good for us. Whatever this is better than a pack rat. Yep. It ain't great, but it's better than them pack ratting us. Because if I take 16, we're at 2, the game's over. Now I can sort of pretend like we're still playing and look to launch party this at them, but we're done attacking. Like, I don't think that was better than killing me, but my opponent does, and I approve. If I can keep this crocodile, like, we're talking like we have plans. We don't have plans. we don't have plans, which is unfortunate. I'd like to have plans. Like, just cast a giant growth, man. Like, it kind of doesn't matter which one I sacrifice. I'm just dead either way. Wait a minute. It makes way more sense if we're going to kill one to kill the one that's attacking. Like, let's at least not be stupid. Not that it matters or we're still playing Magic or anything, but let's at least not be stupid. So, like, the Courser's Accord technically buys us another turn. The Swamp doesn't. And that's why Pack Rat is so miserable, is they're drawing another copy of this every turn. I can whiff, they can't. Please do not let this discourage you from trying Return to Ravnica block. Yes, this card is broken. That said, I think if you take the Pack Rat out of our opponent's deck, it was probably still a better deck. They got the better of the two of us. And we got annihilated. But don't let Pack Rat discourage you. It's a rare. It doesn't come up every draft. It can be defeated. And you feel so good when you beat it. Again, I was just fist pumping and jumping up and down and screaming for joy when I managed to beat the Pack Rat on stream. This format is amazing. This card is miserable. Like, I don't think they caught how good it was when they printed it. And it's just awful. But take this out of the format. It's a great format with so many fun things that you can be doing. I apologize we couldn't get out of round one, but that's kind of what happens when you face a Pack Rat. Is you just draft an okay deck, face a Pack Rat, and you're just dead. We do get to walk away with an Abrupt Decay, which is something. And we will be drafting again next week. Hopefully we'll have a longer video for you then. But thanks for watching. I will see you next week here on SeemsGoodMagic.com. Meow.